Hi Aries, welcome to your week ahead taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Aries, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they're general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So many of you have asked, will there be year ahead videos this year? There absolutely will. It's just obviously with being sick and all the other things that I've had going on in the background, unfortunately they are late, but they are absolutely on their way to you. So stay tuned for those. Your key to the week this week is the Fool card. New things, places, people and energies, but also this week it looks like you're having to change your approach to something. So if this week you find you're not getting the result that you are looking for, it means that whatever tactic or plan or whatever it is that you're using, whatever it is that you're throwing at current problem, challenge, issue, etc., it's not going to cut it. So you have to change. Like, this is really, in essence, you're being invited here to change the way that you do something or your approach. It basically says that whatever it is that you're doing, it's not working. And unfortunately, I have to say it's not going to work. So you are going to have to find an alternative here. All right. So for your actions and options this week, you have the King of Pentacles. So usually an earth sign male, Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo. This could be an earth sign person that's either going to help you or assist you in some way. But because it shows up in your actions, this does suggest that the actions that you're taking this week are very much in the real world on practical terms, right? The other thing is, a lot of you, it looks like you're chasing either some sort of financial reward or benefit. For others, it also looks like you are potentially looking at a promotion. This, I actually think, is you getting really proactive about going after your next level. But because you've got this Fool card here, it does suggest that whatever plan or whatever you were using to get this done, that approach is not going to cut it. You have to find a different way, right? Now, in terms of the options that are available to you, this is an option for you to show up and to show to demonstrate your staying power. The King of Pentacles is very much about doing what needs to be done and sticking in for the long haul. There's no quick fixes with this energy. So you are going to have to show up consistently. And usually Aries can find a way around. They look for a loophole. It's a quick, fiery energy, but this week you just have to show your consistency and your commitment. Now, when it comes to this combination, a new earth sign person, so somebody that you haven't met yet, is coming into your world this week. Then you have the Queen of Swords in terms of your communications and conversations. So Queen of Swords, I gotta say, this is a battle card, right? And so this week I'm going to tell you the communications are likely to be challenging. There could be hard, fiery conversations, something that you guys do naturally anyway. But it does suggest, this week there could potentially be a few hiccups or a few disruptions when it comes to the conversations. Now, that being said, it is the Queen of Swords. What you're being invited to do this week is to keep it fair. Even if there's something that you don't like, even if there's something that rubs you the wrong way, if it's right and it's fair and it's just, this is one of those weeks, especially with the King of Pentacles, you have to kind of just swallow it, right? This is one of those weeks where facts are facts. Period. Okay. Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, this could actually speak to a new living situation. So for some of you, maybe you're finally moving away from home. For others, maybe you're going to start, maybe you've just been so busy with the actual studies that you haven't really had a time to unpack your boxes or to really make, wherever you're staying at this moment in time, sort of home. For those of you that are, oh gosh, come on, brain. Blah, blah, blah. For those of you that are employed by somebody else, this I actually think is you maybe fighting with the boss. And it doesn't mean that you'll argue with them. It may be that you say, look, you know what, I need more money, I need a pay rise. And your boss kicks back and says, well, you know what, then you're going to have to demonstrate more staying power, or you're going to have to, get on board with some of the larger projects, or you're going to have to take more responsibility. This is actually a good week for negotiations when it comes to your career. And getting what you want on that monetary level. But again, with that King of Pentacles as the actions card, you are going to have to show that you can consistently show up. So, go ahead, ask for what you want, demand what it is that you need, but be prepared to back it up with what you have to deliver to get that. For those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, there are potentially a few hiccups this week, and if you've got employees, this is likely to be with them. If you're taking on somebody new, you might realize that this person probably needs a little bit more coaching, or a little bit more support, or even a little bit more training than maybe you first thought that they would. That doesn't mean that they lied to you in order to get in. It just means that whatever they're doing, they probably are a little bit green. And I've got to say, because you've got this combination of cards, if you're willing to invest the time in this person, I actually think it will come good eventually. All right. So like, it was a wise move or a wise investment regardless. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, honestly, this looks like you're fighting on somebody else's behalf. This looks like you're called into something that doesn't necessarily involve or concern you, but you are sort of, saying to yourself, well, I need to be involved, right? And, well, maybe not saying to yourself, maybe you're sort of pulled into it, but you decide to stay to fight for the underdog regardless. Now, for your love and relations, you've got that Ace of Pentacles. We love this card, right? Good things to come. So for those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this could be that your significant other gets a new job or potentially a pay rise. It could also be that this is something that you do need to be mindful of. If you are partnered, married, or in a long-term commitment, there are likely to be potentially challenging conversations around money and finances this week. And for some of you, this might be around the living situation. It may be that you want to move and your partner's not having it, or maybe, you want to stay and your partner wants to move. But there's something about the home sector that's coming up that potentially has some hard conversations going on with it. Now, when it comes to your those of you that are single, it's likely that you're meeting a new earth sign this week, right? And whoever they are, I'm going to tell you straight up, this person is very much your equal when it comes to banter, when it comes to communication. They know their stuff. You're not going to be able to best this person easily. And I actually think that's something that you need. And then finally, for your money and materials, you have the Six of Cups. So a few things, because you've got this with the Fool card, this is a financial decision or potentially a financial desire that you've had that now suddenly becomes possible. A window opens, a door creaks to reveal a sort of crack of light. There's something here around finances where you're going to see that things can improve, but this is going to be through some kind of hard work. It's not going to be something that's handed to you. It's not going to be something that's just kind of that falls in your lap. It will come with a lot of hard work, but the hard work will absolutely be worth it. Like, every single moment of it will be worth it for sure. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this Six of Cups speaks to your reproductive system. Now, because you've got this, in here with a very interesting mix of cards, I will say, when it comes to the reproductive system, look after that, find ways to support it. This could actually be with exercises. It doesn't necessarily have to be through or with medicine. Okay, and then when it comes to your home and environment, the Six of Cups is a memories card, right? And you could be looking at your home, the place that you live. For some of you, it's a potential that you could be homesick this week. You could be feeling that kind of like, if you're, especially for the students among you, you might be feeling that sort of homesick melancholia. For those of you that are, staying away from home for an extended period of time for whatever the reason is, you could be missing home. On the other end of this though, especially with that Ace of Pentacles here, for a lot of you, you might be looking at the place that you live now and kind of saying to yourself, you know what? this is no longer the place for me because there's too many memories attached to it. So either which way, I think it will be an interesting week, and it will be interesting to see what you guys say in the comments of how this kind of shows up for you. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic week. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.